welcome back to another Marble Friday. Now in today's episode, we're going to be doing the first plain regular race of Chapter 4. So I decided that I will be cooling off with the ideas for this week before we get to some of the more engaging ideas throughout the course of the season until C4 Marble Race 9, which is of course the preseason finale episode. So yeah. So for this episode, we have 10 marbles competing in this one. Track is the same as the last two episodes, but it will be shifted in 2 weeks actually, because next week you will be getting the annual Summer Elimination Race. So definitely stay tuned for that one. It's also going to be a very special one given the format I used for that episode. So stay tuned. And this is also the first episode to make use of voiceovers for a race in Chapter 4. And also the first time I used voiceovers for a race in like months, but it's mainly due to the end of Chapter 3 preparations and such, but yeah. And before we do get this started, I have 3 marbles to take note of. First, for Neptune, he's competing in this episode since I couldn't fit him in the 4th of July race last week. It's because I didn't have like another red, white, and or blue marble lying around, so yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but he's competing just to make up for that. And secondly, both Cat's Eye Green and Snowball are competing in this episode to make up their respective DNFs. First, for Cat's Eye Green, he DNF'd in the first part of the Chapter 3 finale, which was the blue group specifically. And since he was one of the first marbles to be eliminated in that, he was unfortunately scored last via DNF in that one, since he got stuck on the track once everyone else finished. So therefore, he will be competing in this one in order to make up his DNF 2 months later, which is the longest DNF wait for a marble, but you know, it was the Chapter 3 finale, so yeah. And as for Snowball, he DNF'd in last week's 4th of July race since he got stuck on that final flat funnel over there. So yeah, which really had to suck for him, I know. So therefore, yeah, he's also competing in this episode in order to make up that DNF that he had, which was very painful. So anyways, enough of this intro. Choose any one of these 10 marbles you think will be winning in this episode, and you only have 5 seconds to guess. Go. And off they go. Our 10 marbles are now in the first funnel. It's very close because you know how flat funnels work. And Cat's Eye Red is going to be taking the lead into the second funnel first, but obviously he gets caught up by the others, but he's trying to do his best to maintain his lead. And he still keeps his lead as we're now in the third funnel already. And of course, he gets caught by the others, but this time even more noticeable than the previous funnel because, well, this is a flat funnel after all. And as you can see, Crystal is not doing too hot right now as she is currently in last place. But Cat's Eye Red is still going to keep his lead once again. Like, this could be his race right here. Ooh, would you look at that? He gets caught up by the rest of the pack. Very noticeable. Like, the most notable catch up by everybody here so far, but yeah. Anyways, Neptune is going to be taking the lead into the next funnel as he bypasses through all the other pieces like the long staircase, the 180, the vertical lime green battle wheel piece, etc. And as you can see, now we see Space Black currently last, all the way up there. Yeah, poor guy. And anyways, we're now in the dual funnels. Yes, that's my favorite part of the track, is the dual funnels, where you can have, like, I don't know, like half of the competition from one funnel and then the other on the other side. You get the point. Anyways, neck and neck battle between Neptune and Golden Viper, but Neptune is going to be still keeping his lead into the second to last funnel first. Would you look at that? Golden Viper gets stuck and he has to be freed by Cat's Eye Red, who had, you know, most of the lead earlier on in the race before losing it to Neptune. And Neptune is going to be in the final funnel first, but he gets stuck, so he has to wait until someone else frees him. In this case, it's Golden Viper. Golden Viper gets stuck again. Same case with the second to last funnel for Golden Viper and Cat's Eye Red. Like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And saying, what is going on with Space Black? He's kind of washed at this point. Anyways, yeah, Golden Viper is going to be winning this episode. You know, fair battle between him and Neptune, by the way. Now let's wait for the rest to finish. And unfortunately for you, Space Black, you will score last place. Man, like, I thought he was going to DNF in this one, but what a miracle. He was able to free himself from that funnel, but the damage was done. So he is going to be scoring last for this episode, unfortunately. But overall, this was a pretty chill race to do before we get to some of the ideas for the rest of the season, including the Summer Elimination Race for next week. And of course, like I said, congratulations to Golden Viper on scoring first place. And now let's head to the final results. And that'll be it for this episode. Like I said, congratulations to Golden Viper on scoring first place, while sadly placing last is Space Black. And what I forgot to mention, kudos to both Cat's Eye Green and Snowball on redeeming themselves, even though Snowball was just miles away from getting a full redemption, but of course, we're gonna let that slide. So yeah, this was a nice episode to do before we get to something like the Summer Elimination Race next week. So yeah, like I said, stay tuned for that one. So anyways, that'll be it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up to show support. Feel free to follow all my socials down below and subscribe to the notification bell enabled. And like I said, I'll see you guys back in the next. Bye bye for now and have a good day.